Hello, I'm Jarg, and welcome back to my Basic Beginner's Terraria guide. Last time, I made a slight mistake when I was talking about enemies. If we go over to the map real quick, again, if I can just hit the right key. Over in the corruption area, I was talking about the fact that the enemies out there have a chance of dropping you a piece of armor. I said it was the ancient cobalt armor. That was, however, a mistake. That is something that can be found all the way over in the in the underground jungle, possibly on the overground, but I want to say it's mostly the underground. What I meant to say was, out in the corruption, the enemies have a chance of dropping us the ancient shadow armor. Also, a mistake I made, I didn't realize till the other day, is that back in episode 0, I accidentally changed the controls to the up button to the left mouse click, which is why I was having issues with climbing up on the ropes and all that. So, that was my mistake. You don't have to press the button. I made a mistake, and I didn't realize it until in the shower. I'm like, wait, did I make a mistake? Either way, between last episode and this one, I expanded my house a little bit. As you actually noticed, we got Danny the Angler who actually showed up, and we also got a couple more rooms. Now, before we go too far, I want to go to my chest, because I put some money away. I want to put a piece of gold. I need at least 50 silver, but I want a piece of gold. As well as I would like to find, because I should have some bombs. There's a reason for these. That'll be explained in a little bit. Today, however, we're going to be exploring the underground a bit. We won't be going all the way down, but we will be exploring. However, part of exploring is going to be mining ourselves down in an elevator sort of system. Also, before I forget, because I made this character and I want them to actually stand out, let me take their armor off. So, as we dig down, we have a chance of finding a metal ore down here, which is one of the things I want to talk about. So, back in episode 0, I don't remember if I talked about this or not, but in the world generation phase, you can have... Well, when the world is generated, there are technically 8 metal ore types that you can have in your world. However, 7 of the 8 have an alternate copy to it. So I would say the ores go in sort of tier lists. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Every tier except for tier 5 can have an equal/opposite version of itself. For example, tier 1 ore that we can find is either tin or copper. So how this worked is that in this world I happen to have copper. And if we look up there, I can find my tier 2, which in this world is lead. The other option that it could be is iron. Tier 3 would be tungsten or silver. No, tier 3 is tungsten or silver. Tier 4 is gold or platinum. Now, there are differences between them. Between their look and their stats. For the most part, I would not worry about which one you got. Like, if you got copper, but you wanted tin or vice versa, I wouldn't really cry over that one. The only things I might worry about would be the tier 6, 7, and 8. And meanwhile, as we went down, we got both a merchant and a traveling merchant. The merchant up here is a permanent NPC. The traveling merchant is an NPC that will come on certain days, he is random, and will leave come nighttime. Lovely morning, wouldn't you say? Was there something you needed? So this guy is actually a shop, so now we actually can take the stuff I got that I don't need, and I can sell it, as well as we can buy stuff. So, copper pickaxe, copper axe, if sure we need it. We can buy torches so I don't have to craft them, alongside healing potions, mana potions, arrows, shurikens, rope, a sickle, which is not a bad weapon, a piggy bank, which is a very useful item, and a mining hat. I would love to get myself the mining hat. I thought he sold glow sticks, but I guess I'm mistaken. The piggy bank can be very useful, although its usefulness will come a little bit later on. I do want to take the piggy bank. I was hoping that mining helmet, though, was going to be a little bit cheaper. But I want to get out the piggy bank, and I want to get my cash. Actually, I can't afford it. Hold on. So if we put our money in the piggy bank, also realize that it looks just like a chest. However, unlike a normal chest, this thing can be picked up. Oh, shit. Bad example. Hold on. Unlike a chest that has items in it, the piggy bank can be picked up. And it can also be put down, with all its contents still inside. So essentially, this could work as a traveling treasure chest. You just have to have it on you and a place to put it down. Another function of it is that if you have money in your piggy bank, I can still use that money. And because I have enough gold, I'm going to buy this mining helmet, which provides light when worn. Which is perfect considering the fact that I'm doing a mining episode. As for the traveling merchant, his wares will be almost different almost every time. You want too many penny farthings? Make a wonder we have a deal. So he can have a bunch of different stuff, as well as items that will be used, that can be used for things down the line, like the stopwatch. Kind of similar to the radar and the watch in that aspect. You can also sell you vanity items and like this dynasty stuff, which is just more decoration stuff, like a lawn flamingo for 5 gold. Are you serious? You can say a bunch of different stuff, some good, some bad, some useful, and a lot that I really don't care too much for. But I would definitely say if you happen to notice that he's around, to definitely check out his stock, because you never know, he might have something for you. So as I'm going to be digging down, I highly recommend that if you're going to do this to have some recall potions on you, which if you explore the overworld you probably will have. And I am more or less going to meet you whenever we find something more interesting. Maybe if I find the tier 3 or tier 4 ore. Now, I won't lie. Copper... Hey, we got another one, but we'll deal with him later. The level 1 ore, be it copper or tin, I wouldn't really worry about it too much. Honestly, the main things I would really worry about is... well, pretty much everything else. The tier 2, tier 3, or tier 4 items that you could find. Tier 2 are very useful because they can be used on a bunch of crafting recipes, especially fancy vanity items, more or less. But alongside the level 2 do have some uses for other things as well. Tier 3 and tier 4, just due to the nature of their strength, are definitely things I would recommend you picking up. Either way, I'll be back in a bit. Ooh, hello! Wasn't expecting to be back so soon. I happen to have found a boulder. And usually you don't find these things just laying around like this. Because that is actually a trap. If you actually look down here, you might notice this little red thing. That is a button. The idea is that that was a spikefall trap. Well, not a spikefall, that would be a boulder trap. Essentially the boulder would fall down and, well, try to crush me. Also, a quick little thing to note, because I don't know if I mentioned this too much. What? Oh, that's odd. I lose my light when I do that. But one thing I want to just quickly note is that I mentioned before about there being different tiers of metal ore. The only tiers we're going to worry about anytime soon are just the first 4. So, tier 5, 6, 7, 8 is nothing to worry about until much later down the line. Okay, it looks like we might have something of interest down here. One is cobwebs. They do have a use, and... well, maybe not. That was gonna be... I thought I saw something else down here, never mind. Well, just like in the overworld, we can find pots down here, so keep an eye on them, break them when you find them, and yeah, this could be a little bit of an issue for me, as I did land right into the middle of a pool of water. So... for stuff like this, because considering this water is going to ruin my elevator, I will have to mine out and try to move this stuff away. Oh no, we do have something over here real quick. It's a little bit hard to see, but this rock right here is a little bit different. Actually, let me zoom in. Zoom in all the way. Like I said, it's a little bit difficult to see, but this stuff is actually shining and it's purple. If we mine this up, it is amethyst. There are a couple of gems that can be found throughout the world, such as amethyst, diamond, pearls, lapis, and more that I'm probably just not remembering right now. The usefulness will vary, but if you find them, I definitely recommend picking them up. Especially for stuff that we can do with them later on. Alright, after digging down a fair bit, we've actually noticed that the background changes a little bit. And that is actually significant, because that means we've hit the next layer of the underground. Like, I would say we are now properly in the underground with this stone background. So, now that we actually hit this far is when I want to say we can find some new and special things, such as specific biomes, such as the... Oh my god, brain works with me. Such as the marble biome and the garnet biome, alongside the fact that we have a rare chance of finding what is known as a mushroom biome. Now, mushroom biomes are something I would say definitely look out for. You will recognize a mushroom biome because it will glow blue. Like, you will see it from far away. It makes its own light. And if you find it, I would say you definitely... Well, if you find it, good on you. If you do not find one eventually, you definitely want to find one... You want to find one before we get much further ahead into the game, I'll say that much. Because if you can find yourself a blue mushroom... Oh, I saw a light over there, and that fooled me. A blue mushroom biome can be very good because it is a way of increasing the potency of your basic or lesser healing potions and making them into greater healing potions. Also, this planet is just filled with water. Like, everywhere. Ooh, and here's something else. We actually saw this before. It was actually as the block. We go right there, we actually see some raw amethyst. So, another thing to keep an eye out for. Sometimes items don't always just look like the stone blocks we find out in the world. Some things are actually just out in the world. Also, I didn't mention this before, and I guess maybe I should have back when he first showed up. Despite the fact I went straight towards him. The merchant, considering I shopped at his shop without talking about how he worked. The merchant will show up if you have 50 silver coins on your person. Maybe if you have them in your chest, that's also fine. But I want to say you need to have the money on you. 50 silver is not all that complex to get. Fighting monsters out at night is actually a pretty easy way, like the zombies and the flying eyeballs. You should probably be able to get 50 silver with very little, well, with little issue. As for the other guy that showed up, we haven't seen him yet, but we saw the name show up, the Demolitionist. He will show up if you happen to have bombs, which you're also going to find by breaking pots, usually down in the underworld, but I got lucky yesterday. Well, I say yesterday, when it was definitely not yesterday. I got lucky the other day when I happened to have found it out in pots and chests down in the overworld, so the Devil Man is going to be definitely useful later on. Also, if we go around, we can find statues. Some of these are a lot of them are just decorational. Some of them do have special purposes, and I don't think I need to talk about all of them. It would seem that I'm in a bit of a bad spot right now. So, I think I'm going to just teleport back up, because, again, that's why you want to have these recall potions. Or if you didn't have them, you can always just save and exit, and then come back. It's also nighttime. I want to talk to you again. And I do want to buy rope. This may sound silly, may look silly, but I'd rather just get rope, that way we can use it for, well, digging down to the world. But before we go further down, actually, I forgot, do you sell that? Yes, I forgot. He will sell you an iron anvil for 50 silver if you so desire. Now, an anvil can be created on your own, or we can buy it. And where happened to my... what? Okay, sorry about that. An iron anvil is something that we can craft. Well, it can be crafted if we have iron. We can craft ourselves an anvil nonetheless. However, before I do that, we're going to want to make a furnace using stone, wood, and torches to craft a furnace. We put down a furnace just like the crafting bench, that is an item that allows us to make some new items, such as turn the ore that we got into bars. So let's just make a bunch of bars from everything that I can currently create. Also, I'd like to organize these up a little bit. And with that, we can see I can make myself a lead anvil because I have 5 lead bars. If it was iron that I had, it would be iron. And let me get rid of this chest. And okay, with an anvil, a furnace, and a crafting bench, there's a lot that we can create. Thanks to having the anvil now, we can make tools out of lead, tungsten, well, iron, or tin, copper, iron, lead, tungsten, silver, or gold and platinum. Or gold or platinum, sorry. If we look, copper pickaxe. Pickaxe power of 35 at -1 range compared to lead, which is 43 and does not have that -1. Now, the pickaxe and I think one other item have that -1 range. Everything else is just, quote, normal range. If we also look, we can see things like helmet, so what would you call it? The wood armor was 110, iron is 332, copper is 121. So we can make ourselves better armor through using the metals. However, I would say the best thing you can do with your metal is to make yourself better pickaxes. I don't know if this is going to be really worth it, but I will make myself a lead pickaxe to get rid of my copper pickaxe. Personally, I would go with pickaxes and then armor. And then I would definitely leave, like, axes and hammers for very last. Yeah, I would say I would go pickaxe, armor, bow, and then anything else. Now, lead can actually be used for a bunch of different things if you actually want to go talk to the guide. Go over the crafting. We can just see, as soon as it wants to load, there's a lot that can be crafted. I mean, a lot of this is duplicates, like treasure chest, treasure chest, treasure chest, door, chest, clock, clock. Like, who knows, a lot of repeats, but you also get some different stuff down here, like whatever this is. Some sort of rod, a minecart, announcement box. Like, there's a bunch of different little things. And a lot of this we won't need to worry about too much. That stuff down there, though, we probably will. But I wouldn't worry too much about... Like, I wouldn't go crazy worrying, like, oh man, like, how much stuff does this now open up? And yeah, we mostly just want to keep on going down to the underground, find some more stuff, and just keep on making our character a little bit better. And I think, because I don't need this to be, like, a 50-minute long video, I think I'm just going to be doing, like, a lot of this off-camera. Again, just keep on going down, keep digging. If you have water getting in the way, let me put on the right outfit. If you have water in the way, just dig that up. Also, if you're going to use rope like I am, remember to actually put it down. I'm surprised I survived this. But yeah, if you're going to use rope, which I highly recommend, just because it makes it so easy to get up and down without having to rely on potions, or even if you're like, oh hey, I need to go like to this area right here, having the rope just so I can get up here and like chop that out is very helpful. And yeah, there is more to the underground that I have not covered, and I will definitely try to cover them later on. I was hoping I could find some of the stuff, like some rare enemies that can be found in the underground, but at the same time, I do want to leave things up to people to find out on their own. I don't want to ruin the entire game for you. Also, you can just kind of notice it's a little bit faster, and I can actually kind of feel the difference between this pickaxe and the last one. But yeah, they're all items that we can find down here, and I will definitely talk about some of the items that I find when we come back for the next episode. As for right now, I'm actually going to stop this because I actually want to get this video uploaded and ready for tomorrow. So, until next time, if you have any questions or whatnot, please feel free to ask. I hope you are enjoying yourselves. I hope you're enjoying this game if you're deciding to play along, and hopefully you'll have yourself a fantastic new year. I am Jarg, and signing out. Bye-bye.